phone, but by my phone acting fool up here. Let me get back to the subject. I was trying to be professional about this is a murder that happened. There's a murder. How the heck did this young man end up in a pond in Florida? No, them three cousins, and I'm trying not to use the offensive terms. You know the word gonna come out of my mouth. They lied to the police. They say they smoking weed and they're going to the grandfather's house, and somehow Giovanni pulled out his knife and started cussing. They wrestled with him and left him by himself at midnight. You didn't go to call his mama. You didn't tell the grandpa. And it's Florida. Let me be real about Florida. It ain't owned by the Spaniards no more, but the slaves can go there and be free. But I'm not ashamed being Hispanic. Got my family tree, Louisiana Spanish, be Pacific, okay? Baby, it's run by Anglo-Saxons after Andrew Jackson. And it's racist. Racist, okay? I said racist. Down there in Florida, especially upper Florida, with them racist white folks there. And I know his mama white, and I'm mixed with white down the family tree, African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, Irish, Scottish, Native American. There's nowhere in the world in a country town you're gonna leave a brother by himself because there could be a son downtown and some damn Klansmen. And because up here, so why in the world you know that? Well, these youngins don't know some of the parents and teach them no history. And don't get wrong, this history I learned, I took my own ass to the library to learn history. I'm sorry because up here, but it gets on my nerves that you don't have initiative to take your own behind to the library and learn about your history. There's nowhere in the world in the country that let you, baby, and he not from Florida. He from North Carolina, and it's race down there too. So why would these three brothers, African guys, gonna sit here and let their cousin with one drop of African American blood? Yes, he has a white mama, and them cousins got some white ancestors besides name Mary, no full blown African. Gonna sit here and let their cousin be by themselves. They ain't contact no mama. They ain't contact nobody. That's some setup stuff. And if he act a fool, he had to have been smoking Kush. I'm sorry. I was trying to be proper and all that, but when I hear the story, knowing that I don't smoke weed, I'm gonna repeat that again. The only time I had cannabis in my system was CBD oil 2022 when my hair started falling out in months before I took that dog Moderna shot. And started having headaches after that Moderna shot. And I was doing a Halloween scene I was working when I had my free apartment. I did the temporary work. I was an actor for the 13th floor and a big old headache. But right here in the temple where my bald spot, my little bald spot is, because it went a bald spot a couple weeks ago. But for some reason, I'm starting having reaction again. And I have to give me some aloe vera plant at the store and put it on my scalp. But yeah, my whole hair is big, like, I got a lot of fro because I'm growing my hair. But they had a little bone spot, that's where the mold was. That's why I started taking seaweed oil topically on it and also inside. And I happened, actually, when I had my eviction with Judge Isra Garcia on my stalker's birthday, I was on CBD oil. That's why I didn't cry. I was mad, okay? And I told God on that day, let it hurt them. And it did hurt them because he lost the election last year. But as I was saying, I did help they out there to let the voters know how dirty that man was. Okay, the criminal, tracking family, don't try to put he got stealing money. Okay, don't try to put. I already told your friend, yes, the brother that kicked me out the first time, talking about Judge Jerry Brown, they both friends. Yes, they are. I know that inside of that, yes. And I'm African American, this is Hispanic, I got the behind out there, I show did. And they ain't even on the judge no more. Sure ain't. But as I was saying, I took CB all that day, and on July 12th, 2023. And then the last time I had CB all was that Friday. So that was the 12th, the 14th, the 15th. I had COVID. I had COVID on my line. I had COVID the next time. And I ran out of CB all before I had to leave the apartment on the 12th. Ooh, tomorrow's 12th. No, I left on 11, right? I left on 11. No, I left on 10th, August 10th. And then the 11th, they put us on my door that cannot come back in the apartment. So they want to trespass me in trouble. Don't forget that time. And then I went to the hospital. I went to the church to do the COVID testing, and then for free. And then I got dehydrated and went to the hospital in Humble. Yes, y'all had to find a way to go to the airport and take a bus. Yeah, the bush car. Yes, and it was scary. I was in the middle of the woods. That's how I know about this. Baby, I didn't go to that hotel in the woods by the bush in the car airport. The Spanish woman, she was cool Latin sister. She the one contacted the coach to take me to the the airport, and I caught that 102 bush bus. You know, hey, go back to the Western University. I'll forget that night, baby. Don't forget. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing about leaving your cousin out in the woods at midnight. It was by 8, by 6, 7, 8, baby. Y'all, I was mad, pissed off, cause the paramedics told me there was a bus stop right there by the hospital. So that's how I was saying. I'm trying to relate to the story with this. And when it started getting dark, I thought I could walk my way to the airport. I didn't know how big, I know it was big, but there was no way to get there to get. But if I didn't go to that hotel, they asked that lady to give me a coach, take me to the hospital, to the college. Brother man took me over there to the hospital, to the thing. I said, I'm just going to catch the bus. He said, it's good. She said, where the bus stop was, and I rode the 102 bus and came back to where I sleep at. And went to I forget that night on 12 August. And they said I didn't have COVID no more. So did. So I had COVID for 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So did 2 or 3 weeks. I was on CVR, Black Sea Oil, and all that. And even I got a vet, so I took some of my stuff with me for my apartment. So, point is, that's how I know. That's the only time I had cannabis. I never had to smoke no weed, never done drugs, never did no cocaine because I grew up in the era, in the crack era. And like I said, I'm gonna bring the demographics and where I'm from in East Side, outside of Houston, here in Harris County, East Side Harris County, about Ship Channel area. It was mostly white. The school was. Demographic came mostly Latino, and we was taught just say no. You know what I'm saying? So we had rap shows, prep shows, you know, activities around not do drugs. So I live by that to this day. Okay? And I said, on time I had CVR was a health complication after the doggone Moderna shot. Okay? I'm sorry, Miss Judging Hidalgo, she cool. But next time, know what you out here giving for the COVID 19 thing. You trying to get, baby, I have a baby shows. Now, I still got, sometimes it flare up. Like last year when I was at the navigation center, I had to talk to the nurse. I said, no, I need my medication because they had a nurse at the navigation center where I was homeless at the shelter. I said, I need it. She showed, I said, look how it flared up. Showed it, flared up. Actually, around about August, September last year, I saw it was like, I guess the weather changed and I was indoors, not outdoors. But baby, that's how I started. And so she gave me some medication. But yeah, now I was gonna get some olive oil gel from the produce product for my food stamps and put it on. I said, well, actually, I'm gonna do that today. I gotta do that today. But anyway, point is, but no, me smoking weed, never done no weed. And I can tell you how I know it's from watching people. Because I see people who've done weed. When I went to Cutie Homes, my big, I'm going to say her name, Big Booty Judy. Can't stand her. Yeah, I said her bitch ass ain't my former neighbor who do that voodoo. Okay, talking about she's a Christian. So because of me, sorry y'all, she same age my mom. My mama did, right? So, they born in 1966. I will watch this lady. She was a hypocrite talking about religion and Christianity, but she was smoking it and get high on that weed. Baby, I watched her smoke weed, and she dull. So if you're smoking weed, that's not where Giovanni will be acting fool. She acting fool. Kush, like the homegirl across the what's her name? Kush, yes. When people smoke Kush, they do react. Then they have wet. Another drug, I'm going to educate my audience. I don't know, but I know here in Houston we have the thing called wet. Wet is get embalming fluid from the funeral parlor. They dip weed and cigarettes in it, and people get high on it. And when they get high, they dead. They get butt naked. They start acting a fool. Remember that light skinned butt was on the train. If y'all know from Houston, butt naked on the train and try to use that pest control water hose thing to hit the officer on right there on Fannin. Y'all, if you know that story back in 2017, light skinned butt naked on the Metro Rail train. Try to hit that white officer, Metro Police. I'll never forget that. He was on that damn 910 on that way. So I cannot listen to the cousin's line because I gave you scenarios how I know they lying. I've been on the street and seen people on cushions while I slept in West University where it's nice. Okay? Wealthy area besides River Oaks. Yes, it's nice. The police do their job to a certain extent, but over the years, when I was the second time homeless, y'all, they kind of slack off. But no, it was still safe in West University. Okay, Midtown, downtown, do not go there. East side, southeast side, the body, don't go there. In third, don't go there. Cause if you homeless, you're not gonna be safe. And don't act a fool West University, you might get arrested. Thank you. So, but I seen people on Kush, and and when I see people come around, go to the Beacon downtown, baby, they be on the floor. Whoo! The Beacon would give you the food, so they be very unprofessional at the church. They are. And bad cops there too, corrupt ones there too, corrupt security also well. And then they like snitch on you behind too. But truth, man, is that's how I know the cuz are lying. The cuz are lying. There's no way in the world Giovanni smokes some weed and all of a sudden want to stab people. You must have put something in that weed. You must, hold on, y'all, must have put something in that weed. The weed must have got from the drug, it must have been mixed with some other chemicals. Mixed or been dipped in embalming fluid, or they had to be kush. You can't tell me that story. That's why the three dudes are lying. His cousins are lying. Because they keep changing, like the white officer said, they keep changing their stories. You did something to that boy. Y'all three, I'm not even trying to use that N word. I try not to use it, but I want to say it so bad. Y'all did something to that young man. Y'all lying. Cause usually people smoke weed, and I've seen people smoke weed, they dull. They like, they not ready to fight. But if you're kush or wet or both, cause I seen you mix stuff in. Mix kush and baby, people get butt naked, acting fool. They ready to fight you on the kush. Shoot, when I came from Magnificent House, 2023. In home, I had 3 weeks. I stayed 3 weeks in the house. When I came back to West University, a bald head, dark skin brother was 22nd of September. Bald head, dark skin brother was trying to talk. I was like, dude, I'm on my phone. I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm on my computer. Like, you behind the tires cleaners on Buffalo Speedway. I don't forget. White dude came there. Like, dude, I don't want to talk to y'all. I know y'all doing stuff behind that. I'm not trying to, because things has changed. Because in West University, you didn't see too much of that. I kid you not, the dude got mad at me for not wanting to talk to him. And if I had my knife, he still, like, he would come after me. So it was sister in the parking lot, and she called laws for me. And then, but he spoke that kush behind down there where the Indian restaurant and the tire cleaners. That's how I know. Because he was smoking kush that night. And I was doing stuff on the end. I didn't feel like talking about it. Like, dude, I'm good. I ain't keep coming. No. What y'all want to go there for? Yeah, I don't want to hang with you. I don't know who about me. He tried to fight me. I had to go to the Starbucks. Lucky Deborah, the Mexican woman I had an issue with, didn't say nothing. Okay. Shoes, okay. And I think she wasn't there that night. They didn't that morning. Thank God she wasn't. But anyway, as I was saying, okay. Point is, that's why I believe that Giovanni was killed. I don't think that, and I wasn't there. It's justice for Giovanni, but I don't think that Giovanni just mysteriously, unless they left him by himself, and somebody who's a serial killer or a racist or one or both, whatever, in the woods, did something and he got killed. I don't think that he drowned in the thing. He did call his mom, and one thing I gotta ask the question to the mother: if you're, I'm 40, be 46 soon. I don't have kids. I do plan on when I get financially prepared, even though I'll be an old man, having children. The truth of the matter is, if I had a son or daughter and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I don't care what time it is. That's your son or daughter. You get your, sorry for my language, ass up and find out what's going on with your son or daughter at 3 o'clock in the morning because that's your child. And it seems like it's some toxic mother situation or toxic mammy situation. I don't know y'all relationship, but I'm be judgmental up here. It seems like some toxic mammy situation. Okay? But the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to sit here and look at the cousins like they're angels. Because you could have called the police on Giovanni and then so instead of leaving him out there, yeah, he been safe in the jail than being out there in the woods out of there. Especially in Florida with them damn racist people down there. I'm sorry. It's my sundown time. Baby, we know we in the South. I'm from Texas. You don't want to leave your cousin out there by himself. Because the reason why I bring that up too, that's what happened to James no, what's his name? James Bird Jr. The James Bird Jr. down in Jasper. That's right. He was by himself, and I heard too many stories. They said that he was either high. He asked for a ride with 3 white men. The 3 white men led him there, and they did what they did. They drugged him by the truck and all that stuff. By the way, the 3 white men were racist, but they also were into the Adine pagan satanic stuff. I'm kidding. This see why I talk about the spirituality stuff, baby. We got people who into that stuff, and no offense to anybody who's a pagan. Yes, we know we got bad Christians who are either Catholic or Protestant. Okay, I get that, or Orthodox. But when your God defend your bad behavior, that's what we're going by. Okay, so the Odin, there was the god of Odin. That demon got in them, and they did it worse. So when I did research on them 3 white dudes, when I read from on Houston Press, that King John is it John King, the main man who was in charge of them, who got sent to death penalty. He was into that Odin stuff. That Valia is the Norse gods. Yeah, before Christianity in Europe, and some of the white supremacists are into that stuff. So when they get deep into that stuff, they become, just like those who do all type of cult practices. For example, to educate people. That's why I talk about the stars, them doing witchcraft and stuff. R. Kelly doing their voodoo. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's when he was peeing on, he was doing that voodoo. He believed in the occult practice and stuff. And okay, a lot of serial killers when they like Richard Ramirez. There's a book called Program to Kill. Get that book, y'all. It's gonna tell you that the voodoo the occult satanic people who do the serial killer behavior, they invite them demons. And Jeffrey Dahmer back in '79 invited demons. That's how he was able to do what he did to them men down there and boys down there. Sure was. Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer. Go look at Boo Boo by Dave McGowan. Yeah, I'm not lying. And talks about Michael King Temple said talk about all that Jim Jones, all that Charles Manson, his mama was a thought. Mammy was a thought. She was a teenage prostitute, sure was. Charles Manson's mom was a thought. And she was out there selling herself at a teenage age. Sure was. And he was in foster care or whatever. He went to that system, and then he became a Satanist. He was a Satanist. Sure was. What happened was Sherry Tate. That was Satanic Tate. She was into that Satanic stuff too. She sure was. That man, the white man on Oprah was talking about that on 80s Oprah. Okay, about the witches. Go look it up. He talked about Sherry Tate. He wasn't lying. Because that book talks about that. John Benet Ramsey, she was killed too, satanically. See, you see what I'm saying? That's why I said the cousin's so stupid to leave your cousin there, even though he could at least call laws on him. So he'll be locked up and being detoxed in jail or to go to recovery center. But no, you're going to leave your cousin by himself. Okay? Knowing that in Florida, there's a bunch of racist motherfuckers, I was cussing here. And if it's not that, it's occult people in there. We know about Jeff Epstein. Shout out to Zachary King, the former Satanist. He from Florida. He originally from Florida. He became a Satanist, and I'm telling you, he is in his small, wealthy town where they from in Florida because he don't want to get he got family out there. They had a satanic covenant over there. Okay, it could have been a satanic covenant kill this little boy. Can we kill this young man because he was 18 years old? Okay, so I'm just letting you know that y'all don't y'all. I mean, when you come with your cousin, your friend, you at least can call laws on it behind and let them go ahead and go to detox and that doggone thing and hide drunk. But no, you're gonna leave him by himself in the woods at 3 in the morning, 1, 2 in the morning. And they say, when I was looking at a YouTube channel, that Satanists do their work at 3 in the morning. This man could have been satanically attacked. You don't know what, it could be some Klansmen or whatever, a cult down there. They do that sex trafficking mess in Florida. I'm telling you, I'm being real up in here. What they about me, I'm gonna be real on my channel. I'm not gonna be fake. I don't do fake. Ain't no fake up in here. Them three young men lie, you lie. Then something else happened. And if y'all was smoking weed, you know weed makes you dull. That unless it was Kush, that was your one. They probably lying because you gave him Kush. Okay, and if he was acting a fool, I get that it's wrong. Him acting